What the fuck is this piece of
Hey, it's PJ here again. Now, it's actually been a while since I've uploaded at all, really. And it's also been a while that y'all heard my voice. The first video I voice revealed and I already hid, so don't bother looking for it. But basically, I just wanted to make a video about Clint's / Marvellous Smackdown channel's newest character they're working on called L. And I have some problems with it, is the least I'm saying. Also, if I sound a bit stuttery, it's because I'm kind of going scriptless because I don't really feel like writing out an entire script just to put my thoughts out. Yeah, I was just dealing with that. Also, when making this video, I'm kind of going under the impression that you already know what Marvellous Smackdown / Playground is about. So if you really want to know more about the game, if you just found it for this video somehow, you can just play it on Roblox. I'll probably leave a link to it under this video if you really want to play it. It's not a bad game. I do like it. No offense to Clint when making this video, though it's definitely not a perfect game, but it's still fun most of the time regardless, so you can play it if you want. Where do I even begin with this character? Actually, I should begin first with the fact that I actually did leave 2 comments on these videos giving my opinion on stuff. But when I switched to an alt account on YouTube, I found that my comments, they just weren't there, and you can't find them at all. So either A, he's actually hiding my criticism on his movesets, or B, which I think might be more likely, is that he has me blocked for whatever reason. I think it's because of Darren used to run the channel. He might have blocked me for whatever reason. So that's kind of why I'm making a video instead of just leaving another comment. So in the hopes that some people actually see the videos, because clearly people aren't going to be seeing the comment at all. Yeah. So as I'm recording this, the character hasn't come out yet. So if we're lucky, he is kind of due for changes. He still doesn't have an E move yet, and he hasn't been added to the game. So there's a chance this video could get outdated really quickly. He could change a couple moves that I have problems with, which I kind of hope he does. But I'm still gonna upload this video just to get my opinion out for now. So first, why do I think L is a problem with how Clint is going about making him? It's just the fact that a lot of his moves don't really feel like him, they don't really feel like you're playing as L when you're playing as him. Take Dexter Morgan, for example, he's got a lot of moves that reference certain aspects of his character, like the chokehold, it's being able to kidnap people, and also the needle that he uses constantly in the show to get his opponents, and the finisher, which is able to wrap people up. You feel like Dexter when playing him. You even have the blood slides in the corner, which does absolutely nothing but count how many people you've killed, which basically serves the same purpose in the show. So you actually do feel like Dexter when playing him. You have a lot of moves that reference the show. And yes, L's moves do reference the show itself, but a lot of them don't really reflect his character. You don't really feel like L when actually using him, at least from what I've seen in the videos so far. So his first move, for example, is literally just a kick, which I don't have too much of a problem with. Yes, it references the character in the show. Yes, he does actually do this in the show. And it's a very basic first move, but I feel like he gets too much of this off. I'm having a hard time wording it. L is not a fighting guy, even in the show itself, he's playing mostly defense most of the time because he's going up against a force that he has no way of knowing how powerful they really are, so he has to force to be defense. And basically, I think a lot of his moves should reflect more of his intelligence rather than his fighting skill, because yeah, he's somewhat skilled as fighting, but that's not what he's really known for. Batman is also known for being smart, but he's way more well known for fighting, and all of his gadgets like the batarangs and zappers and Batmobile and all that stuff. Like, you wouldn't make a Batman moveset and have it only focus on one small character trait that he has in the show, Then we have the tennis ball move, which I actually do like mechanically. I like that the ball has physics to some degree. I think it does make it a bit more unique and also references the show. But again, it's a very small thing. I feel like it could have some sort of more unique element to it. Like, in the show itself, it's not about them playing tennis. It's about a match of wits, because Light's in a situation where if he tries too hard to win, then he'll seem like Kira, but if he forces himself to lose, then it might seem like he's trying to hide the fact that he's Kira. It's not about them playing tennis, it's about whether L can get more information on whether Light Yagami is Kira or not. So maybe it could have had a thing where if you block the tennis ball, it would actually give L some sort of boost because he's suspicious, why'd you block it as a tennis ball? I think that could be some sort of cool mechanic if you were to keep the tennis move. Right now it's just alright, I guess. Now, the counters is where I start to have real problems with this character. The first counter he has, yes, he has two. No other character in the game has two counters. Except maybe Thanos? I don't know, I might have to double check that, probably not. But basically how it works is the first one, it's just another basic ass kick. And this is where I start to get annoyed because he already has a kick for his first move. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but he has kicks for his M1s as well, which I do think is a cool detail. It's we already have two moves referencing the fact that, hey, this character now has had a kick. Cool. Why the hell do we need another counter that's also kicking? I think it's fairly unnecessary. If you were to ask me to change the counter in some way, there's a good chance I'd just get rid of it, or at least try to make it more of a unique idea, Maybe it's just some sort of different way to implement a counter, because you can have a character with multiple counters and have it work well. Look at Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat, he has multiple counter moves that actually are unique and work well, And the second counter is alright. I actually do like this. This is probably the best move in his kit so far in terms of representing him. Basically, all it has is just it chains the enemy to you, and eventually it just pulls them into you. I think that's actually a very unique idea, and I do like it. However, I think it gets weighed down by the fact that there's a second counter that kind of just makes it weird. See, if you have two counters, but you can't hit either of them, then it means you're basically limited to only two moves, and whatever the E move will be. So I feel because of this character having only two counters, which is weird, that he'll be really good against new players, since, they won't really know how to counter that. But I think it might be pretty poor against actual experienced players, because if they can't hit their counters at all, then they're basically just limited to only two moves, which isn't really the best, And I just think having two counters very kind of limits the ideas of his movesets. Then again, I don't want any more kicks. So now, as of today, when recording this, there is a finisher that just dropped for L. Now, I actually do mostly like it. The mostly is important. It references a ton of different stuff, the bang scene, and also the scene where his hair turns blue and stuff. I actually like it when you use it on, Yagami, because his hair also turns red. I do like that detail a lot. And he also has a lot of unique voice lines with other characters like Misa, Joe Goldberg, and Dexter, if I remember, yeah. And he also puts him in the weird contraption cage thing that Misa is also in during the show. I think that's a cool detail. This is where I just fully dislike the counter, because it just ends with the most unnecessary kick possible. Why? You already have a kick for the counter, a kick for the first move, and kicks in his M1s. why the hell does he need to kick at the end of the finisher? I just think we're doing too much. He feels more like a soccer player right now than a detective. Like, it's a very simple fix too. Just like have the ending either just be them in the cage thing, or just have like police escort them or something. My original idea for a finisher was just to have the scene where like Yagami, Death Note spoilers, dies and just gets shot up, but like that's more of a near thing, so I can understand why you want to do that. But still, I just feel like if you literally just get rid of the kick at the end, and I think it's a decent finisher that actually does good for his character. That's my only problem, is the fact that you give him too many kicks. Like, this is an unnecessary amount. Okay, so what do I think is like the underlying / main problem behind this moveset so far? I don't know, I did say it earlier, but you just don't, it doesn't really look or feel like L to me, you know? Like, he's supposed to be a detective with insane amount of intelligence, which Clint is trying to go for, judging from one of his posts, but like 90% of his moves don't really reflect that. It's just kick, tennis ball, kick, chain, and finisher with an unnecessary kick, and whatever the hell the E move will be. My guess is probably like a candy heel or something. I don't know. I feel like he could have had a lot more unique mechanics for his moveset. Like, the most unique thing he has is the fact that he has 2 counters and one of them has a cool chain, but like that's about it. And I feel like there could have been a lot more done with this. If you want a character, like if you want an example character that is really clever but doesn't have a lot of strength, look at Phoenix Wright from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, he's literally a lawyer, so he can't really fight much, but he's able to do stuff like collect evidence on the opponent, which makes him stronger throughout the game. So I feel like they could have did something, he could have did something similar with L here, where he could be like a snowball character where he starts off kind of weak, so you're basically forced to play defensive, but then he can do stuff like collecting evidence on the opponent that can actually make him stronger and maybe make the enemy weaker in turn. You know, just right now his moveset is kind of basic for the most part. Yeah, so the chances of the move changing as of right now is kind of slim. I mean, Clint likes to work really fast with his movesets most of the time, and he only has like one more move to do with the E move. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if it literally came out today or tomorrow, but I still just want to call this out since clearly my comments aren't going to be shown. And also sorry if this video is very rambly. Again, I didn't really feel like making a script. I just putting out my raw thoughts on this character so far. And also, none of this is to offend Clint in any way. I'm just giving my criticism of how this character could feel more unique or be better. Like, he's also watched Death Note, and I'm a big Death Note fan, and clearly he is also a Death Note fan. You know, there are still a lot of references in here and there. I just feel like this character could be a lot more special, I guess. You know, he's like a detective character. I feel like he should have more detective type mechanics to him. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this mini video. What can you expect next? I'm actually making a suggestion for a character soon. It's gonna have a moveset. Will my voice be in it? I'm honestly not sure yet. I might just either use text or an AI voice. Like, I'm not really big on using my voice a ton, but you know, if this video does well, or if the comments say so, I might use my voice more in the next video I make. But yeah, I still like this game, and I'll probably still play out when he comes out. But these are just my thoughts on him right now. I'm just not really the biggest fan of how Clint went about making L so far. But who knows, maybe things could change. Maybe he'll see this video and actually try to implement some of my ideas here, or work on some of the criticism I've put down. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Bye bye.